Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today I got a for hire deck list for you guys. I used to play this deck a lot back in Duel Links, if you guys remember when it first came out, when the game was actually good. And for hires were really good. Obviously it was missing like a bunch of cards in here, like no Falgo and stuff like that. So I did move on to the TCG to play these cards. And then later on we got a new wave of supports with Fright for Hire here and the Donner for hire. But obviously they don't really like do too much. Like this is a very good card, but it's not enough for the deck. This also helps a little bit, but it was never enough. Like the deck was just unplayable. It was not a real deck. And we also got the Rookie for Hire, which still didn't do too much because like this basically just trades one card for another. So unless you have another extender in your hand, the Rookie doesn't really do anything. So now we got five new cards. We got Gale for hire, one effect monster, and then we got a field spell. This is like a retrain for the old field spell. I'll talk about like why you don't play this old one. It's not just because it's old. It's just horrible. Even like back then, no one actually played this. And then we got a new quick play spell. This is a starter. This is exactly what the deck needed. And then we got a new link monster as well, and a trap. So one, two, three, four, five cards. The link monster is probably nah. I would say the spell is probably the best card, new card at least. And then the link monster, and then the Gale. They're all like really good. Like all five of these cards are insanely good. I can't like there's none of these cards are actually like bad or debatable whether you want to play them or not. They're actually like all insane. You have to play all of them at three except the trap. Um okay, so let's talk a bit about the deck and why it's built this way and what not to include in your deck. I was testing this like all day yesterday and I did love this deck because I used to play this all the time back then. Okay, so let's talk about the new cards first. So we have Gale for Hire. This card is very powerful because usually the deck loses to one Imperm, so you normal summon Beat gets Imperm GG. Even if you dodge it with this actually doesn't do anything. So you dodge with Beat, summon Dampa, then what? Right? You can't really do anything with that. So this basically reveals from the hand and then special summon another for hire from your hand. And what it does is it special summons the for hire first, and then it special summons itself. Why this is important is it actually triggers the effects of these for hire monsters. So if you've never played for hire before and you want like a quick overview of like what they do, basically all the small for hire monsters except the fright for hire have the effect where they can first special summon a for hire from hand. This is like spell speed 1. It's very slow. But they also have another effect where if another for hire monster is special summoned, not normal summoned, only special summoned, while this card is on the field, they trigger their effects to do something. So Beat is your searcher, right? And then you have Dampa, which pops any face-up card on the field. This can be a spell or a trap or a monster. And it can also pop your own cards, which is relevant sometimes. And then you have Scout, which pops any set card on the field. So it could be set, spell, or trap, or monster. And then Philo revives. And then you have like Seal, of course. I don't know why it's here. Seal adds back a monster from the grave for higher monster. And then you have Helmer right here, which basically just discards one card, draws one card. So if you have like a Charmy, discards it, draws one card, maybe you draw into a hand trap. And then there's one more for higher monster, which gives you like an attack boost, which you don't really need. And it's that one right here. Bravo Fighter for hire. The only like synergy is like with Lizardos sometimes, but it doesn't actually do anything. So you don't want to play this. It only gives you like a power boost for a 500. And this is for all your for hires for the rest of the turn. So that means even if this goes off the field and you put up new for hire monsters, they still have the effect of the 500 attack boost and defense, of course. And yeah, that pretty much sums up like the small monsters. And then you have big monsters. You have four. Yep. So you have Raphael. This is the best one. Wiz. Sagitta Maverick for hire, and Dinah. So they're all playable. This has to be played in the deck. This is a mandatory card because it also is needed for the trap because the trap requires a level 8. This is the only level 8 in the deck. Level 8 for higher at least. Um, so this is a monster negate, and also it has an effect on special summon which lets you excavate the top of your deck and then add any card. So it can be like a TTT that you add. You can add a hand trap. You can add an extender. You can add for higher monster. Add, there could be only one. It's super powerful, and it excavates based on the number of for higher monsters you control. Most of the time, you're gonna have 2 to 3, and you can have more, obviously, like 4 sometimes. So ideally, like it's gonna be like 2 to 4 cards that you're excavating. So it's basically like a free pot of prosperity, right? And you can special summon this easily, from hand, from deck, this spell card, easily summoned. And yeah, monster negate as well. And then this on summon gives you 500 LP for higher with a different name. And then it also is a spell with trap negate. Also, notice one thing that about these two. These are the only negates in the deck. They don't pop when they negate. They only negate the activation, which is not great because Falgo requires you to pop, an opponent's card for you to draw 1 card, and then if you have 3 or more, you draw 3 cards. So this is what generates a lot of advantage. This card and the new Gale for higher. And then you have like the Sagitta, which on summon inflicts damage to your opponent, like effect damage based on number of different for hires. And then it also prevents your opponent from targeting with card effects, except this card. And that's why I'm not playing it, because they can still, negate this or pop this, and then they can target your other cards. So I would have preferred this was like cannot target for hires at all, not even this card. So it's not really that relevant, to be honest. If like the opponent pays a lot of life points, I guess you can actually play this because you can burn them for game. But other than that, this is like not really that good. And then Dyna is a card that you could play. I'm just not playing it in this deck list. This is good because on special summon, it banishes cards from your opponent's grave up to the number of different for higher monsters you control with different names. So you can banish up to like 3 to 5 cards most of the time. So this can actually be very good. And also they can't attack. So if you have 2 Dynas, they can only attack this card. So if you have 2 Dynas on the field, they can't attack at all because there is no target to attack. So yeah, this can definitely be very good if your opponent's on like a graveyard heavy deck. So you can just banish all the resources and stuff. Works kind of decently against Yummy. But anyways, let's talk about Rex here. So after special summons, it actually has another effect, which is the special summon effect is once per turn, but its second effect is what's crazy about this card. Every time your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, this includes drawing. So if your opponent Fuas you, and they draw a card, let's say he activates Fua, right? These all special summon from hand. So first of all, you're not going to be giving them a lot of draws anyway. Second of all, if you want to give them more draws, which you probably should, give them like 2 draws, you actually get the same amount of draws. So every time they draw a card, you draw a card as well. So it's like a double-edged sword maxi, right? So yeah, opponent Fuas, you put up these, you go into the Link monster, opponent draws 1 card, you draw 1 card immediately after that. This is, the thing about this is it has to activate. It's not like Fua. Fua activates once, and then every time it keeps drawing. It's a continuous effect. This has to activate its effect every single time. It's not actually as bad as you think, the fact that it has this effect and it doesn't draw immediately, because this helps you chain link block. So let's say I actually summon this. I don't want this to get like negated by something. I can put this chain link 1, this chain link 2 when I'm going second, and the opponent has a negate. They have to negate this. They can't negate the link monster. So this will go through. Put my field spell or whatever. And this is not once per turn. That's what's crazy about this. Every time the opponent adds a card, you're going to draw 1 card. I've drawn like 7 cards from this. It's so powerful. And if you have 2 copies, you draw 1 card for each. So 2 cards every time they draw. I've actually done this before when like the opponent like activates Parolia, Fua, whatever. And then it's okay. Just give them a couple draws, and you're gonna be drawing even more than them, anyways, right? So you're gonna draw with Falgo 3 cards, and then every time they add, you draw 1 card. And this is just insane. It generates so much advantage. It's absolutely ridiculous. At one point, I was even playing a 60 card deck with like a shit ton of hand traps. And you just draw so many hand traps. Ghost Ogre, Ghost Bell, Nibiru, Veiler, Ash. I even tried putting like some purges and stuff. You probably don't want to play purge. I did not like it, so I took it out. But yeah, you can like get so many hand traps and generate so much advantage with that. So if you survive, basically, you win the duel. Because if you survive like the opponent's turn. Because you're going to have so many cards. Unless they out this very early. And even then, like you're going to draw 3 with Falgo. Which is really, really powerful, right? You're gonna draw like Veilers, Ash, like at least 1 hand trap, probably. Even if you don't draw hand traps, it actually has a lot of it gives you a lot of follow up and can give you like for higher cards for you to discard to activate your negates with these two. Um, yeah. So this card is insane, and then you have the field spell. Field spell is a search, but the bad thing about this is you have to discard after you search. So you're not actually going +1 with this, and that's why I don't like it. No, I mean I like the card. It's just that I don't like the effect that much. Because if you can't like do 1 card combos with this, there is no like true 1 card combo in this deck. There's a 1.5 card combo with the Storm for Hire. This is your best starter, easily. So yeah, Field Spell gives you a lot of attack boost, 300 attack for every for hire with different names. This is very relevant because all your monsters are going to be absolutely huge. Like you're going to have Dampa at 2000. This is going to be like 2000 as well. This is going to be at 4000, like 300. This is going to be like, I don't know, like 3500. Like these are all going to be absolutely huge. And it synergizes well with, which one was it? That one. This has an effect which involves like the attack, so we'll talk about that in a second. And this helps you OTK so easily. Like OTKing with this card is super easy now with for hires. Previously, like I said, like you play the reptile monster to give you the attack boost, so you can it can help you FTK. I mean like OTK. But you don't need this anymore. That's why we took it out because the field spell is already doing the exact same thing. This is just giving you like an additional 200 attack on top of this. So yeah, this is basically this card except for free. And then gets a search for any for hire you want, and then also has a secret effect, which is the last effect. I say secret, but you're gonna be using this so much, it's always gonna come up every single game. When the opponent pops a face up for hire monster you control, which they're gonna have to, right? Because if you have this on the field, it's so annoying. They have to out it, right? They have to get rid of it somehow, right? And they don't want to go battle phases because if they go battle phase, you can also put up Dyna. Then they can't attack over this, and this is already huge because of this. So it's highly unlikely that they're gonna go battle phase. It's gonna be a 3500. How the hell are you gonna put up a 3500 monster? That easily after without giving me like at least 3 draws, right? So battle phase is not really an option for them. They have to pop this by card effect, which is gonna trigger this, and then guess what? This summons any for hire monster from your deck. So you can summon a negate with one of these. You can summon another Rex. There's no restriction for you to summon like a different for hire. You can summon the same one. So let's say they go battle phase, they pop it, you just summon another one. It's ridiculous. And then you can also like summon Dampa, this is a pop, this pops set cards, this can revive from grave. If you have like one of these in grave, you want to use them. There's just so many things you can do with this card. This card is super powerful. And then this is our starter right here. So if you control no monsters, especially some one level 4 or lower, so like one of these small guys. And then you can, in addition to that, if the opponent controls 2 or more monsters, you can special summon any for hire. Why is this relevant? Because going second, you can put up a negate on your first play. So let's say draw phase, I activate Storm for hire. Some effects like have to activate in the main phase, like the Draco Tail stuff. The thing about Draco Tail is they can actually negate this with the flame, But if they don't, or if you have another way to out the flame or bait it, this is insane because this actually checkmates them. So what you do is you summon beats, or if you want to pop something, you summon Dampa. It summons that card first. So let's say it summons beat first, and then it summons the other card. So beat's effect is gonna trigger, and you can chain link block it with like one of these. So let's go for Storm for Hire, summon beats, and summon Raphael. So what's gonna happen is this triggers, then you chain link block it with the Raphael, then they activate a monster effect to negate. You activate Raphael, banish this from grave to negate. Does that make sense? Because its second effect is instead of discarding, you can actually just banish this from your grave instead. This requires you to discard, as you can see, like discard one card for higher to negate the activation. Otherwise, you can also like summon Wiz to get a spell trap negate. Or you can summon like two level small, like these small ones, like Beat and Dampa if you have like nothing to negate on the opponent's turn. So this gives you like so much advantage. And it helps you break boards easily. So I love this card. You have to play this at 3. It's not even a question. And then we have the new trap. New trap is very, very powerful because not only can you recycle it every single time, what it's doing is it's popping face up cards, only face up cards, up to the number of for hire monsters you control with different names. Most of the time, you're gonna have 3 minimum, 3 to 4. So this is gonna pop up to 3 to 4 cards. That's insane, right? Like that's like detonator level. Except the only thing with detonator is it can keep activating. But this is still very powerful because it has super synergy with Falgo. So you pop your opponent's cards after they put up like their board or whatever. And then you draw 3 cards with Falgo. And if let's say you don't want to pop your opponent's cards because they're unchained or like something like that, you can actually banish them. Imagine that. You banish 4 cards your opponent controls. This is ridiculous. Obviously, there's a restriction for the banish, so you have to control a level 8 and or a link 3 or higher monster. Sorry, you have to control both, I think. Or if you control a level 8 or higher and a level, yes, you have to control both. That's the revive effect, where it's like level 8 or link 3. We'll talk about that in a second. So, the only level 8 is Raphael, and the only link 3 is Falgo. So you're gonna you need Falgo and Raphael specifically on the field, which this is your end board anyway, every single time. If you want to banish. Otherwise, you can just pop whenever, based on the different number of for hires. You don't need like these two, to pop. So yeah, this card is very powerful. And then the second effect is the recycle effect. So if this goes to the grave and then you summon a level 8 or higher, or link 3 or higher monster for higher, you can basically add this back to your hand. And you can keep doing this every single turn. And also, sometimes like you discard this with like the field spell, right? You add something, you discard this. And then later when you go into Falgo or you summon the Raphael, usually you go Falgo, summon Raphael. So Falgo is going to come up first. So then Falgo gets chain link blocked by the trap. So they can't Ash your Falgo if they're saving their Ash. So that's crazy. Like the chain link blocking is like on Flow Reese level in this deck. It's insanely good. Yeah, and you can play through Droll because this summons from deck, this summons from hand or grave. You have like so many things that like summon from deck, like this summons from deck. This also like sets directly, you don't have to add. Yeah, actually it doesn't even add anyway, so you're not gonna even this is not gonna be ashable, right? Which brings me obviously to the next card, which is that one. This is what's gonna basically make this deck resilient and just like play through a bunch of hand traps. Because usually you would lose if you get like double hand trapped. Imperm Ash, like Imperm this, you activate like Rookie or something, they Ash it, you lose. This actually lets you link summon, get the field spell, and then you can continue playing, or you can even get this to put up an interruption on the board, if you want. And then on the if you get this in the grave, it has an effect during the opponent's turn, special summon for higher from hand. Then if your opponent controls a monster with the highest original attack, Even if tied, you can special summon one more monster from your hand. This is easily you can easily do this because you're gonna first of all draw a million cards, so you're gonna have so many for hires in your hand. You can add Falgo draws 3, so this is always gonna be live most of the time. Um, and then this says original attack. So you can summon an additional monster from your hand if the opponent controls the monster with the highest original attack. Notice how small these monsters are. Look at their original attack. 1200, 300, 500, 1000, 0, 1600. The highest is Raphael with 2800. And, you know, most boss monsters are like 3k. So even like Typhon is bigger than this. And the field spell is making them like 4000 and huge and stuff, but it doesn't matter because this is original attack. So you can trigger that effect to special summon 2 from hand whenever you want. And the reason you want to summon 2 is because you can trigger their effects. So I summon Beat, and then I summon Dampa. Or I summon Dampa, then summon Beat on the opponent's turn, so I can pop a card they control. And yeah, there's just so many things you can do with this deck now. Yeah, I'll show you guys some replays as well, and I'll show you like the combo with the Storm for Hire. Before we do that, let's just talk about like these, like why I'm not playing these. Actually, these are like honorable mentions, except this one. Don't play this. I just want to like explain why you don't play this. Miscellaneous Stories is actually decent because it gives you protection for your Gale for Hire on either turn. It doesn't matter. And your Fright for Hire. They're both dinosaurs. And you can search it with the Fossil Dig. So Fossil Dig can search these two and the Miscellaneousaurus. This is going to give them full protection, especially this. You kind of want this to resolve because this is going to give you the field spell. It's going to give you Rookie to dodge. It's going to give you Mayhem to extend. It's going to give you Storm for Hire. If you have a way to like crash this, if you like don't have anything else, you crash this and then you go Storm for Hire. So it gives you a lot of plays, right? And it also has another effect where you can just banish it and then summon a Fright for Hire from deck, which is gonna be like very powerful. If you don't have access to Fright for Hire, like you make your combos, they go in second, they stop you or whatever, even going first, and then you just activate this, banish itself, and you know, like a Gale for Hire or something. You summon Rex, and then Rex can search, and then you can continue playing, get the field spell, and so on. So if you want to play one of these, you can. I was playing it before. It's pretty good. I'm just not playing it in this deck specifically. I have like 3 different versions of the For Hire deck. You can play Dyna. We already talked about what Dyna does. Dyna is good. I would not recommend playing Maverick for Hire. I think you should cut this. Don't play this. Helmer sucks because it's just discard 1, draw 1 card. You don't need this. This, I already talked about why you don't need this card. This already gives you the boost. Nightmare Phoenix, there's just no room, but you can play it if you want. I'm playing the Charmer because Charmer can actually search Earth monsters. These are Earth monsters right here, and these are your starters, right? So if you're like breaked and you don't have anything, you just go for this, crash it, search like Rex for Hire or Beat, and you can continue playing. Lizardos, I'm playing it because you can banish itself sometimes if you're in a bad situation to make your Storm for Hire activatable, and then you also draw 1 card. And then this just recently got unbanned like yesterday, so I did add it. I'm playing, this is like the new ban list that was just released, as you can see, like 2025 September TCG. And yeah, like the other stuff is just like normal for hire stuff. So you'll learn like as you play. And the field spell sucks because the field spell doesn't do anything. Compare this field spell to this one. This, during the draw phase, you can add a for hire instead of drawing. Doesn't do anything. Too slow. And then if you control 5 or more monster for hire with different names, you can send this to the grave and nuke the opponent's board. By the time you have like 5 or more, you already won the duel. You don't need this. This is absolutely horrible. You definitely don't need that. Now let me show you like a 1-card combo here. Actually, it's probably better if I just do this, so you guys can see like other cards and stuff. Okay, so let's do this in the draw phase. This plays around Droll and Lockbird, in case you're like afraid of Droll. You go Rex effect. Grab the field spell. Okay, now we play their own Droll and Lockbird. Okay, we activate the field spell. We get a search. You search beat here. Um, this, obviously, we do want to search here, so if the opponent draws, you can actually still make a link too. But if the opponent doesn't draw, which most of the time they're not going to, because I don't think draw is that prevalent right now, unless it's post side. So we go Donner. Okay, notice we did not use the beat effect because we couldn't. We need to special summon. So that's what we're going to do now. So this has an effect where it can tribute a monster. It can be any monster, not just for higher monsters. And then special summons are for higher from hand or grave. And then if you tributed a link, you can actually special summon another one. So because we tribute itself here, be careful. You have to summon beat first because you want to trigger its effect. Then you summon the Rex. Beat triggers because you special summoned it for higher while it's on the field. And then you get the Philo. So now we activate the beat effect to special summon from hand. Summon the Philo. Okay, now we have... you always want to kind of make sure that you have like different types because most of your extra deck requires different types. So we now go into the new Link 2 monster. Keep the Philo on the field. So because we link summon here, this is up for higher monster. So this actually triggers its effect. So you do this, summon the beat back. So this is Sea Serpent, Winged Beast, and this is Warrior. You kind of have to like make sure because you want to summon Falgo. Falgo requires 3 monsters with different types. So now we set the trap. And then we revive the beat. And now we can go into Falgo. Falgo summons from deck. And you want to summon Raphael. So there's sometimes I did not show this now because you don't always want to do this. But you could actually, when you activate this, you can chain your Fight for Hire to summon like Philo. And then this excavates 1 extra card if you need it. So it's going to excavate 2 cards in total. So this excavates up to the number of different for hires except itself. So because we only have Falgo here, it's going to excavate 1 card. I guess you could like still chain if you want to. So sure, let's do it just to show you guys. See, excavate 2, add whatever, hand trap, can be anything. And if you're worried about nib, this when you summon Raphael here, even if you have no cards in hand, he actually can't nib you. Because if he nibs, you can actually banish this from grave to negate. So yeah. So we end on monster negate. We have Falgo draw 3 when we pop with this and the pop itself, and then we have the effect to special summon from deck. This is always going to come up, so I do actually count this as a disruption most of the time. And you also have this engrave to summon like a Dampa from hand or whatever. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interruptions with just like the Storm for Hire and any discard. Okay, so let's hop into some replays. Let's see. This is against the new Archfiends. So we go first. Obviously, we have the superior deck. We just cook Archfiends. There's a common theme with these replays. They all have 4, which is fine because I can show you guys like how much we draw under 4. So obviously, I do go for this. Get the field spell, and now we go for Rex because I mean like the Gale. I don't want to say Rex because this is also Rex. So I'll call this Spright, and this is this Gale. So special summons itself and the Wiz. So this plays around Imperm now if he's been saving it. We get an LP boost. We go straight into Falgo because we don't want to give them too many draws. And then we Chainlink block with this and the Trap. Trap is like the final chain to stop them from like ashing any of these. We get a draw. We draw into a hand trap. I did use this effect so I can excavate more cards, and then you add the Wiz back to the hand. And then Fossil Dig, we get the Rota. This was when I was like playing like different versions with like Rota and stuff. I noticed you don't really need Rota because it only searches beat. So we negate this with the Raphael. He activates this. I actually pop it so he can draw three, and then he ashes. But that's fine. We already have Valor. And then every time he adds, this was gonna add. We were gonna draw one card, and then he scoops. So let's go for this one now. This is branded. Um, yeah, this is he actually how it opens branded fusion, which is interesting. So we Fua, we draw one, we get the starter here, which is great because our hand was kind of bricked up. So this unbricks our hand. And then he goes Branded Fusion. He's playing Requiem for some reason instead of Idol. I'm not sure what the hell he's doing, but he wants to like lock me. And I'll show you guys that we don't care about like stupid floodgates like that. So he tries to summon. We chain Storm for Hire, summon Dampa, and beat. So Dampa triggers to pop it to pop the Requiem that he gave us. And then we Ash this because it was gonna summon like a Cartesia, I think, or something. Now this is gonna be burning us every single time. We do trigger the beat here because we summoned the Rex with the effective beat. We activate Dampa, summon Raphael. Now we have a monster negate for his Quem before we link summon. We don't want him reviving Albaz and doing some crazy stuff. We excavate, add a card. We add the Ash for next turn in case he grabs Branded Fusion again. Negate his Quem after we link summon. We put the Mayhem because we already have the field spell. Activate field spell effect. I think we grab the Philo, yep. Go Philo. Then we link summon again into Donner. Philo triggers. Resummon the Dampa. Activate this, tribute itself. And then we summon two more. We have now 5 monsters. Look at that, guys. 5 for hires on the field. So now we go straight into Falgo. Falgo effect, chainlink block it with the trap. Trap adds back. We did discard the trap for this reason. And then we summon Wiz directly from deck. We gain 1500 here. Alright, so when you destroy, can be like card effect or battle, you actually draw 3 with this, which is insane. It's not just card effects. So we drew 3 and we just have so much interruption. Like Branded is never gonna beat this. We have a pop, negate, monster negate, spell trap negate, so that's 3 interruptions. We can draw 3 more to draw into more hand traps. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, summon Rex, Gale. 6 interruptions. Is this an interruption? I'm not gonna count the Mayhem here because there's no like scout to pop like a set card. And then we have the rookie as well to summon anything from deck, so we can summon like a scout, I guess, and then we trigger this. So you have like 7, 8, 9, 10 interruptions. It's crazy. Negate this because you'd only activate this if you had Mercurier. Also, Branded Fusion went to 2 last ban list, and I'm so hyped for that. So we actually pop him early here. So I did make a misplay. No one knows what this card does. I mean, I know what it does. It's just I forgot. You can't target except this card with monster effects. So the Valor, I tried to Valor the Cartesia and I couldn't. So I was like, okay, sure, it doesn't matter. Just activate the trap, pop his entire field. Falgo draws 3, and then he scoops. Look at that. We draw into another Valor. So now 11 interruptions. Negate this. He adds. He knows it's over. Like there's just nothing you can do at this point. This is against Dinos. Again, common theme, Fua. We cross out the Fua. We didn't really need to cross it out, but we just did anyway because it's better to play without the Fua than giving him draws while we're drawing as well. So we would have like for every draw we would have gave him, we would have drawn 1 card, so it would have been even. It's just a bit like concerning if the opponent is on board breakers because you can't always stop them. You only have 1 negate with the Wiz for like Raigeki or something like that. But it's not like game over because like you can still like frights, revive, you can still activate this, summon from hand. There's like multiple different things you can still do. So I summoned this early, and the reason I do this is because I actually have no discards. You can see I don't have the one where it banishes from grave. and I only have one in hand. So it's either I activate Wiz or Raphael. So I thought, okay, let me activate this early. Summon Fright. Fright adds the new quick play. Why this is important is this is for higher cards, so I can actually negate with the Wiz. And then if he tries to activate a monster effect, I can banish this from grave to activate this. So I actually get double use out of the Storm for higher. So I activate Mayhem because he's adding. Now every time he adds a card, we draw one card. He activates it, we negate that. Now if he has a spell or trap, we negate with the Wiz. We draw into Imperm. That's okay. So this was the 60 card version. You can see like Ogre, literally every hand trap known to mankind. I'm just playing it because you're gonna be drawing so much. We draw another card here, Terraforming. I was thinking he might. Like, I didn't pop him early because I was thinking like he might add a poly, and then we get another draw. We draw 3. We draw into 2 more hand traps. He activates this now to search, but then he activates Conductor, which is annoying. So now he did basically stop our draws here. So now we ash this. It doesn't matter anyway. Game over. We already watched the branded one. Let's see this one. Flame Swordsmen. Usually I wouldn't like include this because Flame Swordsman sucks. It's not really a real deck, but like I want to show you like how we play around like double Imperm here. So we go Fossil Dig. Fossil Dig. We activate Rex. Rex is gonna summon another Rex. Spright and Gale. So let's see. I was thinking he might Imperm this because he did have a toggle, but he didn't. So we go for the field spell, grab beat. So now he actually imperms the beat. We dodge with the rookie. That's why I'm playing rookie. Summon seal, and then we go straight into Falgo. He negates. This is fine. So we get the seal. Keep in mind, there's a thing about this that can't be used as link material, but if it's impermed, it actually can be used. So we go into Donner. I do want to keep it on the field because I can draw 3 on the opponent's turn, so there's no reason to link it off. Yep, and then we get the Raphael. We go into this. Okay, so this is an interesting board here. So every time the opponent adds, we're going to draw 1 card, so that's 1 interruption. We have the field spell to summon from deck, like a Wiz, so that's 2 interruptions. We don't have the quick play to banish from grave, so we do need to discard from hand to activate the negates. So that's 2 interruptions, and then draw 3. And then I kept this on the field because I have no way to really get it off without linking this off. So I thought I'd just pop it with the trap because the trap pops anything, even your own cards, if you want to. So I can pop 3 cards because I control 3 different for hires. So I pop this and 2 cards the opponent controls, and then when this is in the grave, I can activate its effect to summon Raphael from hand. Also, just a note, this doesn't banish itself for cost when it activates in the grave. It's effect. So the opponent can call by it, which is really annoying. I'm not sure why they made it that way. Okay, so we draw 1 card because the opponent added. He goes Fighting Flame Swordsman. He does have TTT here. Let's see what he does with it. Okay, we draw into 2 cards. We actually have a negate here for our Raphael when we summon it. I let him keep going. He draws 2 again, so we draw an additional card here. And now we have another one of these. So now we pop face-up cards. Now Falgo triggers, draw 3, and then we can activate this, the no link engrave, to summon Raphael. And GG. Alright, we go Recon. No Charmy this time, but there's an Ash. Okay, so this hand was kind of bad. Let's actually just rewatch that real quick. So this is very important what you do here. Because if you go Fright for higher normal summon, they Ash it, you lose. There's nothing you can do. That's why I went Scout first. If the opponent has an Imperm, you can dodge it with the rookie. So you can see here, right? You could probably say like, oh, well, you can like normal summon this and then dodge it with this, but you actually don't have any plays if you do that. Otherwise, if you go for Scouts, try to summon, he like Imperms, you can dodge it, summon beat, and then this gets summoned. Then you can chain link block the Rex with the beat. Then the beat adds another card, so you have like so many more plays. Also, this way, if this gets ashed or impermed or something like that, this is fine because you can link summon. So as you can see here, he does ash it. So we played perfectly here. We go into this, put the field spell. Field spell effects. We are going to get the Philo. Rex is gonna resummon the Recon here. And then we're gonna tribute it, summon beat effect, summon the Philo, beat triggers. We add Raphael, and then we Philo, summon this, Philo revives from grave, and then we also get to excavate. Make sure like this is on the lower chain, so you can revive first to get an additional excavation. We get the trap, which is great, and then we go Falgo, summon. Okay, we actually go for Gale instead of Wiz. So let's see here. We actually don't have a live negate at the moment, but this is going to be drawing a lot. We can pop whenever we want to draw 3. And we have a Veiler in hand. So we do pop this early, just so we can make this live. And he was summoning from deck, so that was like really powerful. And most of the time you're going to be drawing for higher cards, because there's just so many in the deck. So this is not like, oh, but like what if you don't draw like a for hire monster? You're going to draw for hire card to discard most of the time. There's such a high chance, because we're not, most of our cards are just engine. There's like 9 hand traps I think I'm playing. So it goes Brilliant Fusion. We have 2 of these now. I can summon the Wiz whenever I want with this. So I just let him play here. He goes into this, and then we do negate this. Discarding the Recon. Veiler that, and then he has the Cold Buy. Okay, so he was saving Cold Buy for this, but because he desperately needed this to go through, the Veiler actually ate his Cold Buy, which is perfect, because now whatever he searches, which is usually, yeah, the Dispersion, I do draw a card here with this. So he goes Protoss. Okay, whoa, so many things happening right now. So if we draw 1 card, so because he added this, I can summon the Wiz from hand whenever I want. And then at the moment, Wiz is not activatable, I think. We don't have... Yeah, Wiz is not activatable at the moment. But the reason I think I went for this play is because we do have beats, right? So I can summon Wiz, beat gets to search a for hire to turn on my Wiz for his final spell card. Protoss doesn't do anything because everything is different attribute and different types. Warrior, Winged Beast, Dinosaur, Dragon. So Eschatos is dead. Doesn't do anything against this deck. And Protoss is also dead because this is light, wind, earth. We have water. We have dark. So he doesn't know what to even declare, right? So he pops the Falgo, doesn't matter. Again, I accidentally activated this. Probably shouldn't, because I was going for this play. Now, because we summon Wiz, beats triggers, and then we also get 2000 LP here. And now Wiz is live for his final card. GG. Like, this deck is really fun to play. And it's pretty good. I feel like it's missing an engine of some sort to make it, like, over the top. But yeah, until now, I'm really enjoying it. I don't think it's, like, super crazy, because it does lose to, like, you know, a board with, like, 10 negates. Like, you just can't beat that. Realistically. Like, Vanquish Soul K9 would be a big issue going second with this. So we're up against Mitsurugi. Okay, we're just doing our normal plays here. I'm not sure if this is Mitsurugi Raziel or just Mitsurugi. Oh, it's actually Mitsurugi Sky Strikers. Interesting. Okay. So we link summon, keep this on the field because this is gonna revive now. Now we go Falgo, keep this on the field with this. So every time the opponent is going to add something on the opponent's turn, we're gonna draw 2 cards. Yeah, so Philo has an effect where it returns to the deck when it leaves the field. which is interesting because I do always forget about that. So this is going to be returned to the deck when it leaves. Okay, so let's see what he does here. So he draws one card. Now we trigger to draw two cards. He Book of Eclipses, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. It's fine. I do let this go through. I don't actually chain the trap here. There's no point. We called by the Saji, and then he scoops. We still had a pop here, and then this is gonna draw one card. Mayhem can revive, and then if he pops anything, like let's say he goes Murakomo to nuke my field, this is gonna summon a monster negate from the deck. So yeah, he really couldn't do too much. Before we summon the monster negate, like we can resummon. Oh yeah, like the Raphael. But before he does that, like we can activate Mayhem, revive the Rex, and then we have Rex and the Raphael again, right? Which would be really, really powerful. Actually, wait, do I even have to pop? No, I don't really have to because I can like keep the secret technique in the back row. I can pop later, but like yeah, that game was not even close. His hand was horrible. We go Fossil Dig, Rex. We chain the Storm. He has Ash, which is fine. We already have an insane hand here. Beat, grab that. We go Philo. Philo effect, summon Recon. No, summon Rex. Okay. And then we get the field spell. I think we link summon now, yep. Revive Beat. We trigger this to set the trap. And then we go Falgo. Falgo summon from deck. Raphael. Excavate two cards. We get the Veiler, add it. And then we discard the Wiz because we do actually have a way to revive the Wiz, which you actually do now, not on the opponent's turn. So this is your best end board probably. We have draw every time the opponent adds, draw 3 when we pop with the trap, monster negate, spell trap negate, summon from deck, and then we have a Veiler, and then we also have a secret effect here in the grave to summon Recon to pop something. Okay, we draw one card, we draw into Nib, another, another interruption. I think we're gonna draw so many cards here, like, it's crazy. Okay, we pop him early. We draw 3 cards. We draw another hand trap with Ash. Negate this with Wiz. He activates this. We wait for the Ash for Orcust. Okay, we summon this, so every time he adds now we draw 2 cards. So we draw 2. Oh my, how many draws have we gotten? Like 1, 2, I think. And then 5, 6, 7, like 7 draws maybe. We Ash the Orcust, and then we actually nip early here, because I know he can't do anything. So he summons this, sure, he links, Dark, sure, steal my follow-up, go ahead. I have a lot of follow-up. I would not have done that if I had no follow-up. But because you're drawing so many cards, you're always going to have follow-up. He knows it's over here, so we could use this. We go summon Dampa, we add first, and then Dampa summon the seal. Dampa pops him. And then we go into Donner. Donner can pop as well. But we don't have to. We're going to put up Raphael first, so we can negate this. And this is game on board, as you can see. So this is against Sky Strikers. Okay, I'm going first. Activate this. Yep. This is fine because if like this gets ashed, impermed, you can just link summon. You go Rex, link, set the trap. Most of the time you're only setting the trap or the field spell with this. Otherwise you set the rookie, I think. In this case, okay, this is the 60 card version. I actually went for Maverick here. Yeah, the card is just not good. So we chain summon this so we can excavate 2 cards. We get the seal. And then we end on monster negate, draw 3, draw every time he adds, pop, summon from deck, and then summon from hand. So we draw the Veiler. Like, as you can see, like, I count this as an interruption because you're drawing so many hand traps. And the thing about this is they have to out it. Otherwise, you're just going to keep drawing if they add. and it's like a real interruption. It's not a joke. Like drawing one card in this current meta is just insane, especially with people playing so many hand traps. Like you saw, like we drew one card, we drew into Veiler, and it also gives you like access to like your negates if you don't have any for hire cards to discard. Which in this case, I think okay, we actually we don't have anything, so that we have these to discard. So drawing is really good here. And this draw 3 is insane as well. So he actually, okay, he goes Raigeki. I chain this because I want to revive something before we summon from deck so we can trigger its effect. I was, I think, going for this or Falgo. I'm not sure which one I was going for. Wait, actually, this summons from hand. So you'd summon this. I don't have Fright to resummon this, but that's fine. Okay, he goes for this. We summon Wiz. Wiz is activatable right now, so we imperm this. I don't know why he didn't activate Harpy's Feather Duster like before he did all that. Usually it's Harpy, then Raigeki. Okay, now the field spell is going to generate lots of advantage because it's not on activation. You can do this every single turn. So you go Seal, summon Rex, Beat. This is called Bite right now, but I do Chainlink block the Beat. And then he activates this, we just negate it. And then we go Beat effect, Philo, we link it to Falgo, and then we add the Chainlink block it here to add, and then we activate this. Okay, so he had to do this early because Raphael was gonna negate him. And now he loses. Because now we go Fright, this, and now field spell triggers, summon Dampa. Because he popped me. And now we go TTT. I'm not sure if we used Dampa yet. I don't think we have. Yep, we pop him, and then we go TTT, steal this, resummon these two. Yeah, GG. Okay, so this is actually game 2. So this is against Spright. Spright, Ice Barrier, Fiendsmith. What the hell? It's always the Spright players like doing the crazy shit. Alright. He doesn't have any hand traps here. We put up a negate for the nib early, which this deck can do like Ryzeal. It can put up like an early negate if you want. Like under 4 summons. But most of the time, like, you're probably not going to be doing that. You don't really need to very much because Falgo is going to summon Raphael, and then they have to negate. They have to nib on the Falgo. Okay, this board is absolutely ridiculous. It's insane. We have draw every time the opponent adds. We have spell trap negate. We have monster negate. We have Falgo draw 3. We have pop / banish, whatever we want because we have both of these. We have cold bite. We have this summon from deck like a Dampa or Recon to pop. We have nib in hand. We have this to summon from hand. It's like so many interruptions. It's crazy. So we let him cook here. He adds, we draw 1 card. Now both of these are activatable. Actually, they were always activatable because we have this to banish from grave. And then we can discard like the Philo. So these were always activatable. So we pop him early here before he goes into like something crazy. And then this triggers Falgo. We draw 3. We draw into another hand trap with Veiler. Negate the tract, and then we win. We still had a lot of more interruptions. We had this as well. We had Cold Buy. We had Nib. We had Veiler. We can summon from hand with the Link Engrave. Then he got mad and he wanted a rematch. He was like, "You're trash." It's always the Spright players this way. So I was like, "Sure. Let's have a rematch." So I was waiting for Sequence, which he actually doesn't do. He goes into Caesar. Caesar is very bad for hire because it's just really hard to out. We special summon a lot, right? And every for hire summons from hand. So we do wait. I did not hit the beaver because I was thinking he would actually go sprint to send another angler and then go into gigantic Spright. So this was the best Veiler, and even if he didn't, or if he had further extension, and he goes gigantic Spright, I still have another Veiler. So we're good. Fossil Dig gets negated. I actually knew that he would have Ash for some reason, so that's why I went for this before the Storm for higher. So activate this. Alright, we have to save the Storm for after we fully bait out all his interruptions. That's why I grab the Gale here. And then we go for this. This is like a super baity play. We go for Rookie for higher. This actually doesn't do anything. Like you would lose. Like if he did not negate this, he would win. Um, but he fell for it. He thought like we would summon something like crazy. So now we just chain a Storm. He has no response to that. We summon a monster negate for a Nib. Beat triggers. This adds a card that we excavate. So now you have two names in hand. Also, this is always activatable because you can banish this from grave. Dampa's gonna pop him, and then we're gonna link summon, and then we're gonna go Falgo, and then GG. We have like the field spells boosting us up so much. This is instantly game. So then he gets mad. He's like Putana Madre or some shit. He gets mad and he leaves. This is against Stardust. Okay. So this duel was actually like really bad for me because my hand was first of all not great. Second of all, like he's playing Stardust. You guys know this deck puts up like 100 negates. So I had to be very careful how I negated him. He made some questionable plays here, like at the start, but we hit the Junk Speeder. That's usually your targets. And then I thought like he had a way to like full combo, but I don't know what happened. Like I think maybe he just does it. I guess you just negate Junk Speeder and you don't have to like worry about anything else. You don't need to know how the deck plays. Just negate Junk Speeder and you win, basically. So he keeps drawing. He draws into Ash, which is really annoying. And then he just passes on this. Interesting. I just knew he had Ash because he drew so many cards, and he's playing 40, so usually they play Ash Imperm. No forwards, yep. So he Ashes the Storm, which is annoying. It's really bad for me. I have no other plays, so I just set 3 and I pass. I did set the Mayhem because Mayhem could actually like give me further stuff. Because if I summon with the Storm on the opponent's turn, and then he outs it, I can Mayhem revive something from grave as well. Apparently, okay. Apparently he thinks that's a good play. He goes into Psychic and Punisher, which is really annoying. I mean, it's a good play here, but like in general, it's just not. Because like our LP is like the same, and this is only gonna give like 1,000 attack boost. I'm so glad he actually hit the Mayhem, because otherwise, you know, we need these. Like if he hit this is like somewhat fine. I was waiting for battle phase. But if he hit there can only be one, I would lose. This card carried us here. So I actually flip it now because he has 3 warriors. And now he can't summon warriors or spellcasters or psychic. And you can only summon 1 dragon at a time. So this is not going to do anything. We Dampa pop him so he can't like Synchro 10 if he has 1. This is activatable right now to negate. So he summons a warrior, and now he basically can't summon dragon, machine, not dragon, machine, warrior, spellcaster, or psychic. He made the mistake of attacking. I mean, he kind of had to, right? Because otherwise he would just get cooked on the following turn. But now my LP is lower than him, which means this is affected. So we go Fendora, go Fright, summon beat. Boom, get the scouts to pop his back row. And then Fright is going to revive the Dampa first. And then we go Link Summon, Dampa pop his Psychic. Set the trap, and then we're going to go into Donner. And then Donner was going to revive 2. But first do we have a normal summon? I can't remember. Either way, we have Scout for hire, and then we can go Falgo as well. Like we can out his entire board and then put up so many interruptions, and we're still under. There can be only one, so like the opponent can't play. There could be only one is literally like perfect for us because we don't actually get hurt by it whatsoever. The only like kind of thing that kind of hurts if you have like a beast like one of these. Is there another beast? No, that's pretty much it. It's just these two. and like you want to go straight into Falgo, you can't do that. Or if you have like this, which rarely you'll have that, and you want to go into this. But like yeah, this is different than all the main deck monsters, so you can go for this always. It's just Falgo and like one of these. But like usually you're not gonna do that. You're gonna go into Donner first, Revive 2, make sure they're all different attributes, and then you go Falco. So yeah, that's the deck list, and I showed you guys some replays. I think the deck is pretty decent, and I'm going to be testing it more. But thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you guys think.